If you want to do high figures, you want to do massive income revenue as a business owner, you cannot do it alone. You have a customer base, right? You already have people that buy from you, otherwise you are not in business. You already have a customer base, people that are already buying from you. Now consider these people as one of the most greatest tools that you're going to be using to further promote your product. You have to put a structure for what we call follow-up. That's the number second. Have a way of connecting these customers so that they can share their review, sincere review on how your product is affecting their life. Ask for referrals. Ask, it shall be given. When you are speaking to this client, ask them, okay, if this product works for you, please, can you refer it to somebody that needs it? It's as simple as that. Help you to what? Establish your customer base and strengthen it over the time. And what you actually might want to do is to make sure that you continuously do this so that you make sure your brand come to life. And this is actually one of the ways you can do branding. People become aware of what you do. You're a marketer or a business owner, please gather here. Today we're going to be sharing interesting tips you can actually use to increase your sales automatically, organically, and without paying for adverts, right? A lot of us that are into online sales specifically spend a lot on adverts, and if you are really going through that, you might consider listening to this video. And even if you don't sell online, this is a great tool that you can actually use to multiply your sales times 5 times 10. You can do 10x if you know how to make use of these particular tips I want to share today. There are about 4. And sit back, let's do this. Today is day 42 of our live video session. We've been doing this for 41 days now. Today is the 42nd, 42 days, right? We are doing this for 1,000 days. And if you are joining me here for the first time, of course, I'm happy to be here. This is my new location. I'm just coming to this particular Facebook page for the first time. We used to do it in my normal handle, and in accordance with Facebook rules, I must have up to 100 followers before I can actually start doing this here. I hope my network would not be bad, right? So perhaps I have some new set of followers here. Perhaps my previous followers in my normal accounts are not here, but whatsoever it is, we are moving forward, right? Okay, so if you are joining me for the first time, my name is A.A. Kabir, and I have vowed some days back that I'm going to present myself on live sessions for at least 1,000 days, right? So today is day 42 already. Please congratulate me if you are watching me for the first time, and then sit back and relax, because today I'm going to be giving you one of the most powerful tips you can actually use to upsell, like to make massive income instead of what you are doing right now. If you are the figure you are doing right now, what I'm telling you is that the tips I'm about to share with you can make you do at least times 3 or times 5 or even times 10 of what you are doing, and actually even spending less, especially if you spend on ads, like you run Facebook ads or Instagram ads, whatsoever it is. If that's what you depend so much on to generate your sales, I'm telling you today that with some of these tips you can actually do multiple, right, without spending much. Now, what are the tips? You see, first you need to understand that you can't do it alone, okay? If you want to do high figures, you want to do massive income revenue as a business owner, you cannot do it alone. And probably the structure you have right now, you might consider improving it. But what's most important is you are not doing the job alone. Probably you are not even doing it yourself. We have so many people that are ready to sacrifice their time, their lifestyle, their everything for you to actually employ them and then pay them, right? It's give and take. So as a business owner, you must be ready. By the way, this is not part of the hacks, but it's most important that you understand this carefully, that look, you can't do it alone. You need some other people to do it. And in case you are thinking like, how can I afford to pay them? I'm telling you that from my experience, every customer service, I intend to say, every person you employ in your organization actually had something they are coming to do, and that thing they are coming to do will actually produce a lot of revenue and income beyond what you will pay them. You only need to set the ground for them. You only need to prepare the system where they can have something to do and they multiply, especially in sales. We are talking about how to actually improve. Thank you for joining us, AJ Saleh. I think you're always on our live sessions. Thank you for the encouragement, right? Today is the first day I'm actually making this live presentation on our page, right? And I'm happy, I'm so excited. Sometimes you might not see much excitement on my face, but I am. Sometimes it's because I'm so tired. I work so hard every day, right? So, and usually it's when I'm much tired that I had to come here to fulfill this vow. I can't use my early morning hours to do this. I'm doing this for free, but it has a lot of impact in me, and I believe you too are learning from it. Please, if you are watching me right now, help me comment if my video is okay, the network is okay, because for the past 3 days, I've been experiencing network issues such a way that if I'm speaking, my mouth or my voice is not actually carried along, right? So I just hope that is not happening to this video. Now, let's continue. Number one, after getting the system in place, I'm not going to talk about structure today, perhaps in another class, but today we are deliberating on the little things you can do to multiply your sales organically. If you are listening to me right now, it doesn't matter your type of business, it doesn't matter what you sell, provided you are into business and you have a product or services you sell, then listen to me and see how you can actually improve your sales. Number one, you should understand that you already have a customer base, right? You already have people that buy from you, otherwise you are not in business. You already have a customer base, people that are already buying from you. Now consider these people as one of the most greatest tools that you're going to be using to further promote your product. For most of us, what we do is we run away from our previous customers. Why? Because we don't like customers complain. Why? Because we can't stand behind our product. Why? Because we don't even trust what we sell. Then if you are doing this, the problem now will be that you probably will struggle to make sales for the end or for the rest of your life. In fact, I challenge you that you might not want to try this method of continuously running ad or continuously looking for customers, right? You might want to sit someday and relax while customers come to look for you. And one of the number one basic thing is you must have to improve on the quality of your product or services. You must have to do what? Number one, I said you must improve on your quality of products or services. Whatsoever you are giving out, please be able to ask yourself if you can buy the same thing, right? Whatsoever services or products, the way you are treating those your customers, the product you are giving to them, because there is every possibility, not even possibility, if anybody want to buy something from you, the tendency that they always have this belief that what you are giving them is actually worth more than the money they are exchanging for you. Should I say that again? The mindset of the buyer is usually in such a way that what you are giving them, they feel is worth much more than the money they are giving to you in exchange. So you might want to, as much as possible, make this product a quality that deserves to take their money justly, or I would say justifiable. Like you can justify the fact that what I'm giving them is worth this money. And these are some of the reasons why some of you, after selling to your clients, you might not want to meet them, because you definitely know the end of what you have planted there and it's not really interesting. So you run away, you can't stand by your product. So I challenge you today that look, that thing you are selling, sit down and analyze, look at it yourself. Can you buy it at that price? Because for customers that I know, they always buy if they feel they can exchange their money to get more value than the money. And of course, before you part your money, before anybody can part their pocket with their money, they must be sure, they must be assured that look, what they are getting in return is much more than what they are giving out. And the same way, you that is taking the money, you feel the money is much, of course, but then you must have to make sure that you prepare the product in such a way that what, on their own, they can speak about the product. On their own, they can reach back to you and say, wow, I love using this. On their own, they might want to like, okay, can I have more pieces? You see what I'm saying now? Because for most of us, you just want to sell one, kill and go, like what we call kill and go. You just sell once and then you are off. Don't you ever try to have such kind of system of selling. You must have to stand by your product. Your product must have to what the quality of what you claim it is and the price you have target. Do you understand? For you to be able to what claim this kind of feedback. So of course, willingly they will come to you. Willingly, those customers, if your quality is fine compared to the price at which you sell, these customers will look for you. And that way, you maintain this base of not necessarily looking for customers, not necessarily spending your money either on ads or anything else. I want to believe that the network is bad. I don't know if it's clear, but I have to continue. Like, I'm never going to stop. There was a day I was having this presentation and NEPA sees the light. It was late at night, but I had to continue in the dark. So today, thank God, if his network is fine, at least you can hear my voice, right? Even if the network is frustrating. Now, if you have taken care of, which is number one, the quality of your services or products, then the next thing will be that you have to put a structure for what we call follow-up. That's the number two thing. You must have to make sure that you have a structure of follow-up. Like I said earlier, if your product is not a good quality, you might not want to follow up, right? So, but then if you devise this means of, okay, if you have a customer service that are working for you, then they must find a way of what? Reaching out to these customers. Hello, I'm calling you today just to appreciate you. Thank you for your purchases. How are you doing today? You know, customer service, powerful, right? In marketing, you must have to learn. In fact, for every person that I know that is successful today, they know how to sell. For every successful person that I've seen, they know how to sell in whatsoever they are doing. It doesn't matter if it's even related to product or services. Even as a relationship between man and woman, you must know how to sell yourself before you are worth something in the eyes of people. So I believe everybody is a marketer. It all depends on where are you marketing, what are you marketing, right? And for me, I think I prefer more of doing product and services and solving people's problem through those products and services. Just like what I'm doing now. Perhaps this is for free, but then it's also part of what? Services. Now, you must have to make sure that you have a means of reaching out to your customers to further verify how they are using your product, what they gain from your product, and their experiences using your product. Most of this feedback give you 2 to 3 things. Number one, it increases the level of trust between you and the customer. Looking at the fact that you try to follow up on behalf of the customers, you know, it makes them feel like you care, which actually that's what you are doing, and this increases the level of trust and confidence they have in you. And you know what? Even when that product is, sorry, I don't know if my mouth, I just keep observing this video and I found out that the network is actually a problem, but don't worry, I'm just going to continue. So the thing is, you have to, by doing that, it increase the level of trust. And even if your product does not meet their needs, they might not necessarily now blame you, but maybe the way they use it and all of that, right? Especially if it's health related products. There's so many products, but it depends on what you are dealing at. But your ability to reach out to customer will give you this trust. Another thing it will give you, like I said earlier, and the ability to be able to come back to buy more. And then you also get a feedback on how your product is doing in the market. All this information are feedbacks that some people even pay millions, some companies pay millions to go and take a review from customers. Let me tell you one of the most interesting way of getting some of these things. Anyway, I'm getting to the next level. After I said quality of your product is the first thing, then have a customer service structure where they reach back to your client to be able to find out how they are doing. Then the next thing is, let these customers send you their reviews. Do you understand? Have a way of connecting these customers so that they can share their reviews, sincere review on how your product is affecting their lives. Let them make videos even while they are taking the drugs or taking whatsoever product you have sold to them, or using it. If it's a blender, for example, while they are using it, let them share you live video of them using that product, and also commenting, probably making some kind of conversation and how the product is actually solving their problems. Do you understand? Now, have a way of getting these reviews. Like I said, if you have a good customer service structure that reach out to your client, then this could be a means of them getting good reviews. And these good reviews, the difference between the reaching out, they might not be prepared. You might just end up having just maybe pictures of their conversation, or maybe voice note of their conversation with you on phone. But then more importantly, if you have the third step of like trying to intentionally getting a review, by the time you deliver your product to them, you can tell them things like, please, when using this product, make sure that you show me evidences of you using it and how you are using it, so that I'll be sure you are actually following instruction. This is actually a hack. And for most clients, they will not realize that they are already giving you a review, because for most of them that the product will work for, they already have that review automatically given to you. And by the time you tie them to the sense that, look, I just want to get the review on how you are using it day by day. It doesn't matter which type of product, even if it's an edible product. You can tell your customers that, please, when you receive this product, perhaps you can make a video as at the time you are receiving it, and as at the time you are unpacking it, at the time you are using it, or even eating it. If it's possible for you to give me a review, let me have a feel of how you enjoy, even if it's a food, how you enjoy eating our food. Do you understand? So once they agree to make such video, it might look like fun. Like, to them, they might be happy, and most of course, if not all, most of your customers, if you know how to talk to them, they will want to do this willingly, right? Like, they want to do it without no problem. Most of them, or let me say few of them, will afford to do it, and that's actually what you need. And then you use that as an evidence to show other people, like, oh, look at what my customers are saying about this product. Do you understand? That works like magic. That works like magic. People want to know how many people are already using your product before they actually use it, because there's trust issues, especially in the part of our continent, Nigeria, for example. People have trust issue already, but if you can show them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons that are already using the product and it's working for them, they have no problem. Some of them will even ask you, can I see evidences that people are using this product? Are you sure your product is working? This is to show that they don't trust you, especially because they are not used to using your product, and especially because there are other competitors who they have used their product and doesn't work for them. So most of these things are on their head. So for you to be able to scale, you might find a way of defending it even before they ask you. So having those reviews down will help you to narrow down those challenges. Now finally, can I even remember, the final thing is you should do what? The first I say, increase the quality, make sure the quality is good. The second I say, follow up and make sure you get feedback from your client. The third I say, ask for review. The last one, but not the least, in line with what we are discussing today, is ask for referrals. Ask, it shall be given. When you are speaking to this client, ask them, okay, if this product works for you, please, can you refer it to somebody that needs it? It's as simple as that. This might not take up to maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most conversation, but I tell you that most of them will help you refer. They will refer people to you while you are just sitting. Instead of you running and spending millions, or maybe say thousands of naira, thousands of dollars on running adverts to get more clients, you can just sit and cross your leg while these other customers who have used your product help you to do the work. And that in a lot of ways helping you towards establish your customer base. Thank you for joining us, our live session. I don't know who is that. So this help you towards establish your customer base and strengthen it over the time. And what you actually might want to do is to make sure that you continuously do this so that you make sure your brand come to life. And this is actually one of the ways you can do branding. People become aware of what you do, and with time you become companies like Coca-Cola, all the big companies. This is how they started, and they build their customer base and they maintain. Because once this person, thank you for joining us, John Obi, thank you for joining our live session. Okay, now once you can maintain this customer base over a long period of time, see, most of the successful people, of course, you already know that it's not a day job, it's not a magic. So but once you put one or two of these things into use consistently, it's not a thing that you just do 1 week and you are done with. No, this has to be intentionally be part of your system. You need to understand, you need to tell your staffs, you need to carry them along, you need to let them see the vision, you need to structure it, you need to train them, let them understand, and let them take this as part of their job. And until then, you're going to see how massively, organically, your sales will multiply. It depends on how far you're able to implement it. But like I said, this can either give you the least I've seen is times 3, times 5, or even 10x of what you're already doing, the figure you're already doing. And guess what? You mustn't necessarily need to spend much money. Again, not even spend any, because by the time they refer, a lot of customers sometimes call me, oh, somebody gave you mine. And another powerful thing to do is, maybe I should add this, is the customer service relation. I talk about trust, of course, that belongs there. You need to be able to train your customer services in the sense that they show empathy, they show concern, they serve your customers right, customers are happy. This in a long way help you to improve much of your services, and also customer retention, and also referral, right? And all of those that I've mentioned, all of those things that I've mentioned. We're going to be stopping here today. If you enjoyed this conversation, if you enjoyed this class, help me to follow this page. Help me to share with those people that you know need this information. Help me to subscribe. As much as possible, we are already trying to carve this content into a very beautiful content, and we are uploading it on our YouTube channels already. You can see the journey is getting interesting. So thank you for joining us today, and tomorrow, just like always, I'm going to be here again with you and always tell you some of the hacks you need in order to gain massive wealth yourself. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.